Hi everybody. I hope you're all doing well. It's been a week for sure. Hopefully this week will be better. I just wanted to talk a little bit about some issues that have been apparent in my life, either directly through me or through friends, especially one friend in particular. She has had an incredibly difficult time getting things to go her way. It seems like wherever she turns or whatever she tries to do or accomplish, that more often than not, like a lot more often than not, it kind of backfires on her and doesn't pan out. And she was telling me recently that she can't really feel hope and that she doesn't want to get excited about anything. And I have a lot of thoughts on hope. And the feeling of it's better not to be excited or to get hopeful for things, because it's better to just not have to feel disappointed or rejected when those things happen. And it made me kind of think about what hope is, because I tried to like console her a little bit, but I'm not great at it because I kind of feel similarly. Especially recently, it's been really bad, and I haven't been particularly hopeful myself. So it's kind of hard to be in that position and then also, ask someone else to do it. So I guess we'll get right into it. I think that hope is not a thing that you either have or don't have. And I don't know how many people view it like that. Maybe I'm just misinterpreting or whatever, but I feel like a lot of people feel like if they can see a good outcome in a situation, then it's a hopeful situation. And if they can't see one, then it's not. And that's kind of like the deciding factor, whether or not a situation has the potential to be good or bad. And I feel like that's kind of an issue, because we can't see all ends. Like, we don't know all the factors that go into a thing. I mean, if you, like, there are small things, I guess, where it's like, I don't know, like you spill a drink and it's on a table with your phone and laptop and a book, and you're like, well, I hope that doesn't get that stuff wet. But like, I know that's not a great example, but I guess the point that is trying to make is there are some things where, yeah, you can pretty much guarantee that's how one or the other is going to go. But I feel like in situations where you have the more control you have over it, I feel like the less of a risk there is of when it goes wrong. Like, the things that tend to really impact us when they go wrong or well are things like that really change our lives, even if it's just for like a day or two. Like, those are things where I guess the higher the risk and the higher the reward equals, the more out of control it is for us. And one situation might be more in control for someone than someone else. But even so, things are often out of our control, and often, we can't tell ever really what all is going into a situation, but we can make educated guesses. And so I guess bringing it back to hope, I don't think is, if you can imagine a good outcome, then you have hope. Or then you have the ability to have hope. And if you can't see any good outcomes from a situation, then you can't have hope. Or my friend's situation, where there have been many things where there should have guaranteed, and there wasn't any reason to suspect not, that there was going to be a hopeful outcome. but then at the last second, completely out of nowhere for no good reason, there wasn't. And that breaks hope. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say, I guess, is if we look at hope like a thing where, well, it should have gone like this, and the odds were saying it should have, and I felt like it should have, and then it did, so it was a success, like I hoped successfully, or it didn't, which means that hope is broken and I shouldn't have hope. Those aren't, I don't think that's correct. I think hope is more like Uncle Iroh says in Avatar: The Last Airbender, where he says, hope is some, I don't remember the exact quote, but it's more or less, hope is something that you give yourself in the darkest times. It's like the true meaning of inner strength. And I think that is exactly what hope is. Hope is something that you give yourself, and you give it to yourself no matter if things look good or bad. It doesn't matter like what the values are, or like what the percentages or thresholds are for something being successful, and whatever. It's, things could be guaranteed failure, but you still give yourself hope. And that's why, I mean, that's what inner strength is. Like Iroh says, like, it's not easy to do. It's not something that you can just pull out of nowhere. Like, it takes practice, and it's extremely like exhausting and discouraging after over and over and over. Like, it just doesn't work. Like, I guess a good example of this, in one of the best examples of hope that there is in Star Wars, specifically in like Rogue One and A New Hope for that matter. Those two movies are kind of, the whole plot is kind of built around the heroes like not having a chance. But like, they're against overwhelming odds to a degree that it's incredible they even tried. But they had, they had something to fight for, things to believe in, whatever. And the whole, like, the theme of Rogue One is like, rebellions are built on hope. It's like yeah, like the people in those situations had to give themselves hope, otherwise there wasn't even a chance of a chance. Like, the odds were stacked against them so greatly. There's no good reason why anything they did should have succeeded. Like, everything they did should have failed, but it didn't. And that's a movie, obviously, and whatever, but it's a good example of getting hope through inner strength, and letting it be something that you always have, that you're always giving yourself no matter what, instead of, oh, like yeah, the odds of us getting the Death Star plans are like pretty good, or like the odds of us getting to the exhaust port are like nice, so let's have some hope about this. Or, wow, these are overwhelming odds, we shouldn't have hope at all, like it's impossible. And some people were like that, and the people that had hope, that were giving themselves hope and each other hope, were the ones that got the thing done. So I guess that's the best encouragement I can give someone as far as hope goes, because like I said, I'm kind of feeling in a place where I'd rather not hope for things because I'm tired of things not going right. But that's not really the point of what hope is. Hope isn't something you use to hype yourself out about a good outcome. It's kind of the opposite. It's something you give yourself despite things looking good or bad. It's a solid like line that you can hold on to, that will guide you through the motions and help you accomplish whatever you need to accomplish. And if you don't accomplish it, it's still there to keep you grounded and to keep you focused. So yeah, I had some thoughts on that. And it's a Sunday in Utah, so of course I have to give some sort of a sermon about happy things. Anyway, I hope that that helped someone feel good, feel hopeful. I'll have to have, my friend is in a very bad spot right now, so I don't know if she'd be willing to accept this as a message, but I have hope that she will, and if she doesn't, I'll still have hope that things get better for her. So I'm learning, just like everybody. I don't have the answers, I just have my thoughts. So I hope that my thoughts in this case were helpful for somebody. I think that's about it. Remember, you have value in the world. You're loved. You're appreciated. Life can suck really hard at sometimes for a long time, but the other shoe drops when things are good or bad. The other shoe always drops. Situations are always changing, so just stick it out. And I hope you guys have a good week.